Chevy dealer today.
Is going on with George Zimmerman. A lot of people expected him to maybe lie low after his trial. Instead, he gets pulled over twice by cops for speeding. And apparently, he also got into it with his soon-to-be ex-wife and her dad. Dr. Tiffany Davis-Henry joins us now to talk about that. So, Tiffany, let's try to get this into our heads for just a moment here. Why isn't he staying out of the spotlight maybe like Casey Anthony has been?
And I just cannot believe that we are comparing George Zimmerman to Casey Anthony. But she's done a really good job at keeping herself, you know, under the radar, doing her business. Whatever it is she's doing, we don't know. And that's really good because it gave the public a time to digest the verdict. Even if they didn't like it, it's sunken in. And we've moved on to someone else. Unfortunately, it's George Zimmerman. We've kind of forgotten about Casey because she's let us forget about her. And George has done a little bit of the opposite. He's been out in the public. He's gotten caught speeding not once, but twice. He's gone to the gun manufacturer, which was totally insensitive and a real bad move. His attorney even said so. And so he's kept his name out there, which kind of keeps that negative perception of him out there as well.
And what's the deal? We know that he was acquitted, but it almost seems like he might think he's invincible, maybe. Is that kind of a common mindset?
Well, his wife even said this person that she's seeing now is not the person that she married or that she ever knew. And that invincibility is something that she's also commented on. So when we look at individuals with maybe narcissistic traits, we see those types of behaviors, you know, where the law doesn't really apply to me. I'm better than that. They lack a lot of empathy, a lot of remorse. They seem to come off as arrogant. And that's kind of the feeling that we're getting from him.
Okay, so you think he's a narcissist, but then there's the other side of the coin, too, where he just rescued a family after a car crash, that whole thing. How does that fit into the whole... Allegedly. How does that fit into the picture?
Well, I think you want to be seen, when you're narcissistic, you do want to be seen as way up here, when really you may feel a little bit more down here. I think he wants to be seen in a certain way, but at the end of the day, it almost feels like he's saying, F it, you know, I'm just going to go out here and do me, and who cares about everything that's happened in the past. The public has not healed from the death of Trayvon Martin and his acquittal, and it would behoove him, I think, to just allow us to be able to do that.
Yeah, and really, just I'm curious about this, based on Zimmerman's, all these public incidents, just as an expert in, in psychology and everything, do you think that we should expect more public incidents like this playing out before us?
You know what? I hate to say it, but I think so. There are natural consequences to our behaviors. If you and I go in and rob a store, guess what? We're getting arrested, right? And we're going to trial, and we'll probably be charged with something. What's happened with him is he's time and time again had negative things happen to him, but not suffered the natural consequences. So that says, oh, well, I can do anything I want. I'll keep doing these things because nothing's going to happen to me. I'm Teflon. The problem with all of this is he's going to end up more like O.J. Simpson than Casey Anthony, and that's really going to be tragic.
All right, Tiffany Davis-Henry, thank you.
You're welcome.